one is that we started early.
Yeah.
So that always gives you an advantage. And the second thing is that we experienced that it was it gave also our business community advantages that we were so early. That's often stated by our business leaders, that due to our early experience, due to early regulations, they have had advantages internationally as the world has followed. So that is one part. Another part is, of course, I would say our passion for technology development and technological development. And in our case, it has been very much concentrating on energy technology, but all parts are actually engaged. I mean, this morning I had a visit together with the Swedish Ericsson company. That's another example of one of our great companies that are really early. They have been early engaged in environmental issues. The third thing is that we really draw some strong conclusions from the oil crisis in the beginning of the 70s. That changed a lot, where we decided to reduce our dependence on oil, and we really made a shift. In the heating sector, we almost have get rid of oil.
So fossil free?
Yes, it's almost fossil free. Also, our industry is almost fossil free. They're mostly dependent on oil for processes, but otherwise not much. And the challenge ahead of us is the transport sector. We will limit the carbon dioxide emissions to 120 gram per kilometer. That will be regulated on European level. Secondly, we have developed biofuels as a part of our energy mix, and now we have a law that says that every filling station has to have at least one pump for one of the biofuels, ethanol or biogas. And we have reduced all taxes. There is a tax exemption for biofuels. And other components in our transformation is to develop more of railway capacity and to build an infrastructure that is really adapted to our climate conditions. It means that it should help us to reduce our dependence on fossils. We have experienced that the pricing on carbon is really essential to reach your goals on climate change, and to reduce the dependence on fossils. And it has been risen, that tax has been risen regardless of government, and it will continue to rise. It has an influence both on industry, on households, and on gasoline. So we have this year we raised again the gasoline tax. First of all, the industrialized countries must commit themselves to sufficient reductions of emissions. I think that's in our own interest. Otherwise, our Earth's climate won't be saved, and it is actually a precondition for economic growth in future. And I can't stress that enough, because the costs are much heavier in the future if we do not act enough strongly now. And the industrialized countries really should take the lead. And secondly, we should deliver enough on technology development, on technology diffusion and technology transfer in relation to developing countries. We should create financing mechanisms within an international treaty. And we should support adaptation actions. First, if the industrialized countries and the rich part of the world is trustworthy on these matters, the developing countries will engage enough or engage stronger within the international community. And I think to give incentives and strong reasons for advanced economies among the developing countries, that is of tremendous importance. And first then I think we can go beyond the Kyoto conflicts that has, I mean, the conflicts that were created by the Kyoto Protocol, and that takes that United States has to be engaged as one of the industrialized countries, and we expect the United States to make comparable efforts as we are prepared to reduce our emissions with 30% within EU. And I think it would be important, and I hope inspiring for other countries in the world to see that you can have such a good standard of living, you can have such advanced technology, you can have such a lyckosam industry, successful industry, and still reach that low level of carbon dioxide and of greenhouse gases, so that if everyone would reach that level, the Earth's climate would be safe.